Здравствуйте. Hello and welcome to the Russian language class. So, before moving on to the topics that we are going to learn today, let's do a quick recap of the topics that we have learnt in the previous lesson. If you remember, in the previous lesson we had learnt the possessive pronouns and singular adjectives in the prepositional case. So, let us see how do we use the singular adjectives and possessive pronouns in the prepositional case. I have written two sentences here. So, let us discuss them one by one. The first sentence, Мы разговариваем о нашем новом преподавателе. Мы разговариваем о нашем новом преподавателе. Мы разговариваем о нашем новом преподавателе. Новом you already know, new. Преподаватель is teacher. Нашем is ours. Разговаривать, to talk. So, we are talking about our new teacher. As you can see, after this preposition a, we have used the prepositional case form of these three components. So, nash is possessive pronoun, novi is adjective, singular adjective, and prepadavachal is the noun. So, nash has become nashem, novi has become novam, and prepadavachal has become prepadavachalye. So, nash, novi, prepadavachal in the nominative case has become nashem, novam, prepadavachale in the prepositional case. Let us move on to the next sentence. We have Мы разговариваем о вашей красивой сумке. Мы разговариваем о вашей красивой сумке. We are talking about your beautiful bag. We are talking about your beautiful bag. So, here the possessive pronoun, adjectives and noun is feminine gender. Sumka, sumka is feminine gender noun. So, the nominative case form of Vasha krasivaya sumka has become Vashei krasivai sumke in the prepositional case. So, мы разговариваем о вашей красивой сумке. Let me tell you one more thing, that evo, eo and ik, they do not change in the prepositional case. So, let us move on to the first topic of our lesson today. We will start this lesson with the verbs with the suffixes ova and yeva. So, there are certain verbs with the suffixes ova and yeva. These are peculiar verbs which follow a slightly different conjugations. Let us find out how they are conjugated. So, I have written here two verbs, risavat and tansivat, and as you can see, if you remove this ending th and soft sign, here ova is the suffix risavat, and here you will find yeva is the suffix before the ending. So, risavat is to draw and tansivat is to dance. So, these are two verbs with one of them is ova and the other one has yeva as the suffix. So, now the question is, how do we conjugate these verbs with ova and yeva suffixes? So, it is very simple. They follow the same conjugation pattern as we have done in chitach, panimach and other first conjugation verbs. The only difference from the chitach or other verbs is that we replace this ova and yeva with stressed u, and then rest of the conjugation will remain the same. So, let us find out how do we conjugate these verbs. Risavat. So, if you replace this ova with u, so what remains? Ris and u. risu, and then you add you, as we have done with chitach. Risuyu. Risavach, ya risuyu. Tansivach, again you do the same thing. You replace yeva with u. So what will we have? We have tansuyu. Risuyu, tansuyu. So we have replaced ova and yeva with stressed u. Ti risuesh. Ti risuesh. Ti tansuesh. Ti tansuesh. Onana risuet. Onana risuet. Onana tansuet. Mi risuem. Mi risuem. Mi tansuem. Mi tansuem. Vi risuite. Vi risuite. Vi tansuite. Vi tansuite. Ani risuyut. Ani risuyut. Ani tansuyut. Ani tansuyut. So this is how we conjugate the verbs with the suffixes ova and yeva. The next topic we have is the past tense of verbs in Russian. So how do we denote the past tense of verbs in Russian? The Russian verbs changes their form as per the gender and number. So if the number changes, their form changes, and if the gender changes, their form also changes. The formation of past tense forms of the verbs is very easy. You just need to remove the ending, which is the and soft sign, and add la in the masculine form, la in the feminine form, lo in the neuter form, and li in the plural form. So there are 4 forms: masculine, feminine, neuter, and plural. So what do we do? How do we form the masculine forms of the past tense? We remove the ending. See here, I have written the verb chitach. Chitach, as you already know, means to read. So how do we form the masculine form? We just remove the and soft sign and add la at the end. So what do we get? We get chital. Chital is the masculine past tense form of the verb chitach. Now come to the feminine form of the verb chitach in the past tense. So again we do the same thing. We remove the te and soft sign and add la. Chitala. Chital masculine, chitala feminine. Similarly, we remove the ending te and soft sign and add lo at the end to get the neuter gender form of the past tense of the verb chitach. Chitala. Chitala with o ending. So we are adding lo in the neuter gender form and li in the plural form of the verb chitach. So we get the 4 forms in the past tense of the verb chitach. Chital, which is masculine, chitala, which is feminine, chitala, which is neuter, and chitali, which is plural. So let us take another verb, pisach. Pisach is to write. So how do we make the past tense forms of this verb? Again we do the same thing. Remove te and soft sign and add la, la, lo, and li. Pisal, pisala, pisala, and pisali. The third verb is gavarit. Gavarit is to speak. So how do we obtain the past tense form of the verb gavarit? Remove te and soft sign and add la, gavaril in the masculine form, la, gavarila in the feminine form, lo, gavarila in the neuter form, and li in the plural form, gavarili. So, gavaril, gavarila, gavarila and gavarili. So, these are the past tense forms of the verb gavarit. The next verb we have is žīt. Žīt is to live. So, how do we get the past tense forms of the verb žīt? Remove the and soft sign and add l in the masculine form. So, we get žīl, žila, žīla and žīli. Masculine is žīl, žila, žīla and žīli. So, this is how we make the past tense forms from the verbs in Russian. Let us discuss some interesting or important features of the past tense of verbs in Russian, and these things are very important. Let me tell you. The interrogative word kto, which means who, requires the past tense form of the verb in the masculine form. As you can see here, I have written kto žil v этом доме. Who was staying in this house? So, here kto takes the masculine form of the verb in the past tense, but shto, which is again an interrogative word which means what, requires the verb to be in the neuter gender form. So, here as you can see, shto lежала with lo na stole. Лежать is to lie, na stole on the table. So, what was lying on the table? So, here you can see the shto requires the neuter gender form of the verb in the past tense. So, this thing you have to keep in mind, because kto takes masculine form of the verb and shto takes neuter gender form of the verb. Another thing about Russian is, as we have already discussed, that быть is a verb which means to be, it is an auxiliary verb, is not used in the present tense normally, but in past tense it is used. And how will we obtain the past tense form from the быть, from the verb быть? Again we do the same thing, remove the and soft sign and add l to get its masculine form, la to get its feminine form, lo to get its neuter gender form, and li to get its plural form. So, we have bil, bila, bila and bili. So, these are the past tense forms of the verb быть, which means was. Let us take some examples and this thing will be clear to you. Сейчас он в Москве. This is the example that denotes the present tense of the verb. Сейчас он в Москве. Сейчас is now. Now he is in Moscow. So, this denotes the present tense. Now he is in Moscow. Another sentence is летом он был в Москве. Летом он был в Москве. Летом is in the summer season, or in the summer he was in Moscow. So, here this is the past tense, that is why we are using the past tense form of быть, and the subject is on, masculine, that is why we have used the masculine form of the past tense of verb быть, which is был. Летом он был в Москве. So, he was in Moscow during summers, or in the last summer he was in Moscow. As you can see here, in the present tense we have not used any auxiliary verb, but here in the past tense we are using the past tense form of быть. So, this is about the verb быть. So, in present tense it is not used, and in the past tense it is used. the next topic we have is plural nouns in the prepositional case. So, how do we denote the plural nouns in the prepositional case? So, it is very simple. What do? Is we add ach and yach to the nouns to get their plural nouns in the prepositional case. As we have already learnt that nouns have been broadly classified into two groups on the basis of their endings, hard ending nouns and soft ending nouns. Hard ending nouns, the nouns which end in either a hard consonant or a or o, and soft ending nouns are those nouns which end in either a soft sign e kratke, ya or ye. So, if the noun is a hard ending noun, then we add ach, and if the noun is a soft ending noun, then we add yach to get its plural form in the prepositional case. For example, let us take the hard ending nouns first. Stole, stole is table. So, what is the plural form of stole in the prepositional case? Stole, nastalach. So, here stole is a hard ending noun, which means it ends in a hard consonant, which is l. So, it has become stalach. So, we have added ach to it. The same way, kniga. Kniga again is a hard ending noun which has the hard vowel a at the end. So, what happens with kniga in the prepositional case in plural? It becomes knigach, knigach. So, again since it is a hard ending noun, we are adding ach. Similarly, akno, akno ends in o, which is again a hard vowel. So, it is also a hard ending noun. So, in plural, in the prepositional case, it will change into aknak. So, again we are adding ach to it to get its plural form in the prepositional case. So, if the noun is a hard ending noun, what do? We add ach at the end to get its plural form in the prepositional case. Now, if the noun is a soft ending noun, for example, slavar. Slavar, as you can see, ends with a soft sign. Slavar, it is a soft consonant r. So, what happens with a soft ending noun? We add yach to get its plural form in the prepositional case. Slavar, slavariach. Slavar, slavariach. Muzei. Muzei again is a soft ending noun. Muzei. So, how do we change the soft ending noun into the plural of noun in the prepositional case? Again we will add yach to it. So, it will be muzeiach, muzeiach. Pole. Pole ends in ye, ye which is a soft vowel. So, it is also a soft ending noun. So, again by the rule we will add yach to it to get its plural in the prepositional case. Pole, palyach. As you can see, I have written some prepositions within the brackets just for the reference purpose, so that you understand that these forms are in the prepositional case. So, let us repeat them once again. Ach is added to a hard ending noun to get its plural in the prepositional case, and yach is added to the soft ending nouns to get its plural in the prepositional case. For example, stol, stalach, kniga, knigach, akno, aknak, slavar, slavariach, muzei, muzeiach, pole, palyach. In addition to the soft ending nouns, yach is also added to the nouns which have irregular nominative plural. For example, brat. Brat is nominative singular and nominative plural of brat is bratya. So, what happens when we use bratya in the prepositional case? We will add yah at the end to get its prepositional plural. So, brat nominative singular, bratya nominative plural, and prepositional plural will be bratyak, abratyak. Similarly, in the same way, druk friend has nominative plural druzya, druzya friends, and prepositional plural will be druzyakh. Jerava, jerava is tree, and what is the nominative plural of jerava? Jerevia. Jerevia is again irregular plural. So, prepositional plural will be jerevia. So, as we have discussed that prepositional plural is formed with the suffixes akh or yakh. Akh is added when the noun is a hard ending noun, and yakh is added when the noun is soft ending noun. In addition to them, there are certain nouns which have irregular nominative plural. With those nouns we add yakh. Now we will discuss the reflexive verbs in Russian. How do you understand this term reflexive verb? Reflexive verbs are verbs whose subjects are their direct objects as well. That means the action of the verb is performed as well as received by the same person or thing. For example, I have written here ajivat. Ajivat is to dress somebody. To dress somebody means that you require a direct object here to complete its meaning. But if we add sya at the end, so it becomes ajivatsa, it will mean to dress oneself. Oneself means the subject who is dressing up is the direct object as well. So, that is why this ajivatsa is called a reflexive verb. I hope you must have understood how do you understand this verb, reflexive verb. So, there are two groups of verbs. This is ajivat, which is non-reflexive, it requires a direct object, and the other one is reflexive verb ajivatsa, which does not require a direct object. Why? Because the subject of this verb also acts as its direct object. Okay. So, now the question is, how do we conjugate the reflexive verbs? See, ajivat has the first conjugation. So, we conjugate this verb exactly in the same pattern as we conjugated the verbs chitach, panimach and other ye conjugation verbs. So, first forget about sya and write the other forms of the verb. So, ya ajivayu, ti ajivayesh, onana ajivayat, mi ajivayam, vi ajivaiche, ani ajivayut. So, this is without sya. So, what will happen when we add sya to it? As you can see here, with ya I have added sa and soft sign. Why? Because ajivayu ends with a vowel. So, sa and soft sign is added if the conjugated form ends in a vowel. Ya ajivayus, ti ajivayasya, but here this ends with a consonant, that is why we have added sya, not sa and soft sign. The same way, onana ajivayat sa, here also this ends with a consonant ta, that is why we have not used sa and soft sign. Mi ajivayam sya, again ma is there which is a consonant, so we will add sya to it. But in vi, ajivaiches, Again this has ended in a vowel which is ye. That is why we have added sa and soft sign. Vi ajivaiches ani ajivayutsa. Ani ajivayutsa, here sya because it ends with a consonant. So, aiches ani ajivayutsa. And what does ajivatsa mean? Is to dress oneself. These are some more reflexive verbs that I have written here on the blackboard. Zanimatsa. Zanimatsa is to study. So, how will you conjugate zanimatsa? It has the same conjugation as we have conjugated ajivatsa. Ye conjugation or first conjugation. Ya zanimayus vi, zanimaiches, onana zanimayatsa, mi zanimayamsya, ani zanimayutsa. Uchitsa. Uchitsa also means to study. And how do you conjugate uchitsa? Uchitsa is the second conjugation or e conjugation. Ya uchus ti uchishsya, onana uchitsa, mi uchimsya, vi uchiches, ani uchatsa, and it means to study. So, both these verbs mean to study. The next verb, next reflexive verb is nakhajitsa. Nakhajitsa is to be situated or to be located. And how do we conjugate nakhajitsa? Again it will follow the same pattern as we have done with uchit. So, it belongs to the second conjugation. Ya nakhajus, nakhojishya, nakhojatsa, nakhojimsya, nakhojiches and nakhojatsa. So, this is how we conjugate nakhajitsa, and which means to be situated or to be located. The next verb, next reflexive verb we have is umivatsa. Umivatsa is to wash oneself or to take bath, and it has the first conjugation or ye conjugation. So, how will we conjugate? Ya umivayus, ti umivayasya, onana umivayatsa, mi umivayamsya, vi umivaiches, ani umivayutsa. So, with this topic we conclude this lesson. So, what are the topics that we have learned today in this lesson? We have learned the verbs with the suffixes ova and geva. We have also learned the plural of nouns in the prepositional case, and apart from that we have learned the reflexive verbs. So, this is all we have for today's lesson. We will meet in the next class. Till then, dasvidanya.